My top 10 gifts for women to sew coming up. Stay tuned. Hi, this is Kim from Dorothy's Daughter. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for taking a little bit of your day to be with me today. Today I want to talk about the top 10 gifts that I found online that would be great to make for women. A couple of factors that I used to think about this were what kind of sizing do you have to have? What kind of information do you need? Also, just something that they would use and not just sit on a shelf. Just things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that, and just want to say thank you if you're new here. Go ahead and check us out. We do sewing tutorials, we do pattern reviews, and just overall anything sewing. So let me go ahead and get started with the first thing on the list. So the first thing that I chose was the blanket wrap from Patterns for Pirates. So it's a poncho, and it's something that she could wear by the fire at home, or even to a football game. If the weather's better than the middle of winter, she could wear it, to a game or outside by the fire, camping. Just there's a lot of uses for that. So I think any woman would love a gift like that. The next one, number 9, is the Composed Robe from Love Notions. So the Composed Robe was released about a year ago. I was on the testing team for that. And when at the time I, featured it on the channel then, but I just want to say I made 8 of them last year for gifts. They were just the most well-received gift that I've ever done. I wish I could do it over again this year, but unfortunately, you don't need to give them a robe every single year, so that probably wouldn't work. This is the one that I actually made for my oldest granddaughter, and then this is the one that I made for my mother-in-law. So really, really well-received robe, and it's actually can be hooded or not, banded or not. All of the links for all of these things you will find down in the description, so feel free to check them out. This one, even though the pattern is not free, it is very worth the money because it includes all the sizes, and it's something you'll use again and again and again. The next one is the Bella Donna. And this one is a great top, and the reason I put it on this list, even though it's a top that you need a size for, it's not really tailored, so it doesn't need really specific sizes. As long as you can kind of get in the ballpark, I think that you could do this. I did that with my sister-in-law last year, and it actually fit her very well. And because it's a dolman and the sleeves are a little bit oversized, for the dolman, and it's kind of a, looser fit, you could really make it for anyone. And the sizing on that goes all the way up to 5X, so there's really no one it doesn't fit. So I would say this was a really good choice. I made this for my sister-in-law last year, and she liked it. So the Bella Donna can also be hooded, so it can also be a sweatshirt type of a pattern as well. So it's really versatile pattern, and one that you'll use a lot even for yourself. So I would check that out down below also. Number 7 is something that is a labor of love, and it would be for a very special person in your life, and that would be to make a photo quilt similar to what I've done here. So I have a complete blog post, and I also have 2 videos on how to put the photographs on fabric so that you can make a quilt. So I'm going to link them below, and if I can, I'll link them up here so that you can go ahead and check out how to do this, because it was really beautiful. Let me show you the other photograph that I have here. I also incorporated some words like faith and family and things like that. So you will definitely want to check that out. That's number 7, a photo quilt. The next one I chose was an infinity scarf from Patterns for Pirates, and this one has a little hidden zipper pouch. And one of the things that I really like about that is that they can put a key or a couple bucks if they want to get something from a vending machine later, or if you're running, you could even put your phone in there and leave it unzipped just a little bit for your headphones, or get the wireless buds, or however you want to do that. But it is really, really nice to have that little pocket, and it's something that's, I think, that a woman will use a lot. So check that out. Number 6 is the Infinity Scarf from Patterns for Pirates. Another one from Patterns for Pirates, number 5, is a stuffed Christmas tree. And this could be a centerpiece. This could be something that you actually make with your children. It could be for grandma. You could even go so far as to make the stuffed Christmas tree and then put little photos on there on the branches of all the grandkids, or of Christmases past, or you could buy those little charms at Hobby Lobby or wherever and put those on the ends. Really super cute, and does not take a long time to make, and I think the kids would really enjoy doing that as well. All right, so I'm just going to interrupt mid-list here and say that if you are new here, this is Dorothy's daughter, and I am Kim. I'm actually Dorothy's daughter. My mom was Dorothy, and she taught me to sew from the time I was 3. So I've been around the sewing machine for a lot of years, and I love to just share whatever knowledge I have with you and also learn from you. And so what I like to do is I do pattern tutorials. I do pattern reviews, different things. We have semi-weekly chats that we encourage you to come to, and we answer questions, but we also just care about each other and have gotten to be friends. And it's always nice to have sewing friends, because let's face it, other people who don't sew just don't get it sometimes. So if you like what you see, go ahead and click that subscribe button and click the bell so that you get notified. Make sure your notifications are on and you won't miss a video. So we'd love to have you as part of the Dorothy's Daughter family. So number 4 is a cardigan, and I put the Love Notions boyfriend cardigan up here, but in reality, there are so many patterns like that. That's a really good one. I like it because it has a little bit of a fold-over collar, or hooded, which I like as well. But there's also the Harper from Sinclair, which is a free pattern, so you can even get one for free if you like. There's also the Ellie and Mac. They have the Be Mine or the Chapman. And Helen's Closet has the Blackwood cardigan. So there are many patterns out there to choose from. And in fact, last year I did a cardigan wrap-up and with a bunch of other of my fellow sewing vloggers. So you can check that out. There's a playlist with a lot of cardigans listed and reviewed. So you can check that out as well and enjoy, because that was a labor of love last year by a lot of people. So I would just encourage you to check that out. All right. Next, number 3 is an ear warmer from Ellie and Mac. And these are headbands, the kind of headbands that you make out of fleece, and they keep your ears warm while you're outside. And these are best made out of fleece, or like some kind of a stretch wool, or ponte, anything a little bit thicker if you want for warmth. Now, if you want it for design and to wear inside, then you might want to make it out of a cotton lycra or double brush poly, anything like that. But if you want it for warmth, you're probably going to want to use a fleece or a sweatshirt fleece, something on that nature. But it does need to be a knit. So anyway, it's a wonderful pattern. So that's a great gift, and it's very inexpensive to make and quick to make as well. All right. No woman doesn't love bags. That's just the truth of the matter. So number 2, I have the Maya little bucket crossbody bag, and this photograph here, I'm looking at myself in the mirror image. This photograph here is actually one of my one that I made for my granddaughter last year, and I just love it. And she loved it. And this is just faux leather with some quilting cotton and some interfacing. It does not take a whole lot to make one, but what you do need to know is that this pattern is free. So you can download it for free, and that link is in the description. So it's a great pattern for an older girl. She's 13 and that was really well received, but I would like that too because I travel, and a little crossbody is a great thing when you travel, just to keep your passport or your, whatever little information that you have right at your side. Then you have your hands free to do other things. So that's a great gift for anybody. So number one on this list would be a specialized bag of some kind. And what woman doesn't love a cosmetic case? This is something that every woman needs and loves. So this one is free, that I found from So Can She, and that link is in the description. But there are many, many out there. They're simple, they don't take a lot of fabric, and if you've never sewn bags before, this is a great place to start with them. And then the final one that I really enjoy is a walker bag for someone who is confined to a walker, or there's also wheelchair ones, but this one will go over a walker and carry their essentials for them. And that is a wonderful thing to do for someone who has a walker. The other thing is, if you have a knitter, you could do a knitting bag. A piano teacher, you could do a bag that is sized right for the larger music. Somebody who dances, you could have a bag for their shoes and whatnot. Just anything specialized to who that person is, that you've gone that extra mile to do something personal for them. So those are my top 10 gifts to sew for women this year. I'm sure I'll be adding to that list as the years go by. But I hope that you guys are started on your Christmas sewing already, and we'll all be checking our progress on the Facebook group. So feel free to join us. Have a fantastic day and happy sewing.